Hey traders, welcome back. Been a while since I've done a video, and part of the reason is because I've just been very busy with the new managed account, proprietary account. But um, I thought I'd chime in today, Sunday, forgive me, and give you guys a nice Sunday gift here. So, I wanted to share with you, I'm not doing a lot of day trading these days, and I'm not doing a lot of one-directional trading, but I really wanted to give you guys, um, kind of a gift today and show you that I'm always tinkering with things. I think as a trader, what you're, what you always want to do is be experimenting. I like to think of myself more like a detective than a trader, more like a scientist than a trader, and I'm always playing with things. And after staring at charts for probably longer than any other human being on this planet, on average, I stare at these things for, you know, 7 hours, 6 hours a day for the last 30 years of my life. And believe me when I tell you, you learn some things, okay? So, when I see things that I like to experiment with, I want to kind of share with you how I optimize my existing strategies. Now, I want to be clear about this. I don't start, I have a base foundation that I work off of things that have worked for me for, like I said, for over 30 years. And I never try to go too far from that base foundation because um, I find that it took me a very long time to figure out how markets work, why they work, when they work, and all these questions just by looking at price. But you know, once I understand that base foundation, I'm always trying to optimize it, and I'm always experimenting with it. And if you talk to any of my students, they'll be the first to tell you that that's what I teach. I don't teach a system, I teach a way of thinking and an understanding of market behavior. So, in any event, whenever I'm trying to, shall we say, tinker or optimize something, there's always a process that I'd like to share with you, so perhaps you can build it into your thought process as well too, in your experimental process to help you make you a better trader. Now, um, let's say there's something that I want to test out and I'm ready to test it out. So there's a particular strategy that I've been looking at. We're going to use the Japanese yen here as an example that I want to test out something and I want to test it out. So what I'll do is let's assume that it is Monday morning. Right now it's Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. But let's say it's Monday morning, and this particular strategy, it trades between around 8 o'clock in the morning to around 12 o'clock. So it's a New York strategy on a Asian currency, and so let's say I'm ready to test it out. Well, just imagine that it's Monday morning now, and I usually wake up around 7 o'clock, 6:37. You know, I have myself a good breakfast, usually just fruit, with nothing else but fruit. A little bit of goat yogurt sometimes, but just a nice breakfast. I get myself a little alert. Maybe I'll do a little bit of exercising, perhaps a little bit of meditating, and so I'm getting ready. Let's just assume that it's like 7:30 now, and I'm, just about ready to trade. Now, what I'll actually do is I want to share with you the process that I go through. So rather than just like doing all of my testing on this strategy or on this optimization over the weekend, what I'll do is I want to remind myself, and that's the lesson here that I'm giving you guys today. Remind yourself what you're supposed to be doing. So I've got TradingView here, and I really like TradingView because I can go to here and I can go to a date, and I can say, take me to the specific date at the specific time. Okay, now I've already gone back and I've done all of my testing on this optimization that I want to make. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to roll forward. So I'm going to go back a month, right? Let's say this is a day trading strategy, which it is. And I'm going to roll forward, and I'm just going to use my mouse like this, and I'm going to say, okay, here's what I want to see. This is where I'm interested in doing something, and this is the place that I want to take some action. Okay, and so I'm going to just go forward like this. Okay, now when I'm where I want to be, I just kind of play it out, and I play it kind of in fast forward. Say, okay, do I see anything that I want to see here? And then I'm just going to go click by click by click. And in this particular case, you can see that in my back testing, there was no real advantage to me taking a trade, and by this time of the day, the trade idea is over. So I would have looked at that and kind of burnt that into my memory and say, okay, well, you know what? There was no trade that my optimization or my testing would have triggered here. So I want to remember that. Okay, so we're just going to go forward. We're going to go to the next day. And when, again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remind myself, give myself a month worth of exercise before today starts. I'm trying to get a very firm understanding. Okay, so here we go. What would I have seen at the time if this was today? Okay, what would I have seen at that time? And I want to burn that into my memory. Okay, and say, okay, this is what my optimization gave me, and then I just want to play it out candle by candle, right? Right there. This is where I want to trade. Okay. Do I see it before my test? And then I want to see if I get it right. This is kind of testing myself. So you can see there was a trade there. I put a mark there. You'll see it in a second. Okay. And it got out there. So even before, okay, this is what my testing wanted me to recognize, and even before I got there, I saw it, right? And so that was good. So you can see in this particular case, I would have shorted here and got out here, which is great. And we just continue. Let's try to hurry this up as much as I can to give you guys an idea. I go to the trade that I want to engage in, and you can see this particular strategy trades, or this particular optimization trades at a very specific time. So here's the time that it trades. This is the time when I'm going to start looking for opportunity right here. You can see right here, hopefully. Okay, so this is where I'm going to start looking for opportunity, and I want to see if I can get it right. Okay, so let me just look at the situation. This is what I would see. Imagine this was right now. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of imagining it's right now. And yeah, unfortunately, I would have wanted the trade down here, but we'll just have to see if it gives another opportunity. Not quite. Not quite, maybe. This might be something that I would be interested in. Not quite. 11 o'clock right now. Alright, so this particular strategy that I'm talking about trades from 11 o'clock to, unfortunately, it didn't give any opportunity, and I saw that it didn't give any opportunity, and so I kind of passed that test, right? So let me just pause and I'll just continue here. Okay, go to the next day. Okay. Forgive me, I know this is it's a 10-minute video and trying to do it as quickly as possible. Okay, so here's another situation. Yes, this does meet an opportunity for me to short this particular market. So let's see if I can spot it and see if I can find the trade in real time. Okay. Okay. Okay, I didn't spot that. I was kind of rushing there. Sorry, my mind. Now, when I miss that trade, I wanna kind of go back and say to myself, what did I miss? Okay, I missed that. 640. Okay, so I should be paying attention now. Now, can I see that trade? Right? If this was real time right now, would I see that trade? Does this trade make sense to me? And obviously, I missed it, but I just want to refresh my mind, right? Okay. So this trade actually got stopped out, and I see that I'm going to re-enter right now. I think the trade idea is still intact. There's my re-entry, and there's my exit right there. Okay. So there was one trade that got stopped out. However, it did give me another opportunity to get short. It lost 1 pip, and then it made 10 pips. Okay. So good. Good. I'm satisfied with that. Okay. Let's just go on here. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. I want you guys to get the good idea because I don't want to just say it and then not actually show you. Okay, here's an opportunity that I would look at and say there's nothing there that I am interested in. And I could clearly see that. Okay. Some of you may notice something, some of you may not. But you may notice that the scaling is off on my charts. And that is done intentionally. Scaling tricks you to seeing things that do not exist. Okay, and so some of you may have noticed that, especially my students. A lot of when I make these videos, it's more for my students. Okay, so I want to look at this opportunity right here, and I want to say, yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Okay, not definitely, but I'm interested in that, right? Okay, and here, I'm going to just show you what happens when I scale it. Watch this. See that? Changes everything, doesn't it? Okay, so I am interested in this right here. Let's continue candle by candle. Okay, I actually think there's an actual trade right here, but I think I'm going to be wrong on it. We'll see. So I would have thought there should have been a trade right there. Take the scale off again here because properties. Okay. Okay, so there was nothing there. Make a scale smaller here. There we go. Okay, there was nothing there. Interesting that I didn't see anything by 11 o'clock. By 11 o'clock there should have been an opportunity, and I should have been thinking for shorts, and I don't know why I didn't mark anything. There's definitely an opportunity to make a little bit of money to the short side after 11:30. Okay, but why I'm showing you guys this is because I want you to it's a bit late. I don't think there's a trade here, but there could have been a trade there. Okay. Okay, so I want you guys to understand. Let's just continue here. The process. What I'm doing is Monday morning I'm refreshing my mind, whether Monday morning or this could be Tuesday morning, every day when I'm optimizing something and I'm trying something out, I want to relive it, right? I think that's the takeaway that I'm trying to give you guys here, is that I want to relive that situation. Okay, so here it is right here. And there was a trade right there. Okay, now it was just a little bit before. I just marked these times off just to give you an idea of when the trade starts. So there was a trade here. Let's see how that happens. Okay. Now unfortunately that trade did get stopped out. There's another trade here, and I clearly see that trade. And that trade just got stopped out again. However, this contextual situation, there's another trade right here. And ultimately, this should work. There, this trade gets me out. Okay, so I lost a pip here. I lost 2 pips here. And then ultimately, I ended up making 17 pips on that trade. Okay? Now, this trade here, I really kind of want to burn that into my memory because, you know, that's the situation that I'm really looking for. I mean, this is what really works, right? So continue here quickly. This video is going to 20 minutes. I'm trying to keep my videos under 10 minutes, but you know, it's really hard for me to do that. So let's go to the next situation that I'm trying to. Here we go. And okay, so again, this is a situation that I really like. There's a trade just before the actual time that I'm looking at, and let's just see how that works out. Okay, that trade just got stopped out, so let's just see if there's another trade. There it is right there. Another trade right here. Let's see how, and I spotted that. See, I spotted that. Another good situation that I like. Okay. And there you go. So again, this is what all my back testing. I want to be clear about this. These price points are what all of my detective work that I did, my hard work on this particular I don't like to use strategy, but method. This is what they found. Okay, now all I'm really doing is I'm just going back and optimizing Oh, look at it. It gives another trade here. I didn't even see that. Yeah, I can understand why that happened. Sorry, I lost focus. It's 11:09. Yeah, definitely another opportunity there. And you can see that that one ended up yielding as well too. So, you know, stopped out once, 10 pip profit and a 8 pip profit. Okay. Interesting. It's a little, there's another trade right here, but it's a little bit late. Remember, this particular strategy trades between a certain time frame. Okay. So it's a New York. For some of my students, they might recognize it as what I like to call the London push. And I'm just strategizing on one thing. Just continue here quickly. Okay. I don't think there's anything here that I like at all, so I don't think there's any trade there. Oh, it does improve. Okay. Let's see what time that improves by. By 11 o'clock, that does improve. So I would be looking now for an opportunity. And there it is right there. And I do spot it in time. And that. There you go. Works out beautifully, 8 pip profit. Okay, so you got the idea. I want you to kind of take away the lesson from this is whatever strategy that you have, okay, and you're ready to start to put that strategy into work. Now, I'm sure many of you bust your asses back testing, and then, you know, Monday, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning comes and you fail to execute. Just, you know, leave a comment in the comments box if that is something that you do, right? And if you do this, whatever the strategy is. If you want to learn this particular strategy, I don't actually sell this particular strategy. It's just a part of my my entire coaching. It's an optimization of my coaching. But if you really want to learn how to, you know, trade this particular strategy, you can take my coaching, and, you know, I can put this as an add-on for my existing students. It's more of a time-based feature of what you're already doing. Okay, so if you're not, if for some reason you backtest, and then you fail to execute, that's what this video lesson is all about. Okay, so I want to do this every day. Let me repeat this, okay, because this is really super important. You need to burn this into your mind. Okay, so that what that means is that every day, right, you need to burn this into your mind and do it like every day for 3 months, right? So, you know, if you're day trading, just to give you an example, so before you pull the trigger, you know, 1 hour before, you know, you're trading, you trade, remind yourself remind yourself by reviewing. Okay? It's just that simple, folks. I mean, like, you have to do this stuff, right? You have to remind yourself by reviewing. Otherwise, you're going to get there and you're not going to, it's not going to be in a fresh memory, right? And all that hard work that you did, you're not going to execute properly. Okay? All that hard work that you did, you're not going to execute properly. So this just gives you a good example. If you know, it, even if I taught you this strategy, let's say you came to me and you said, Steve, I love this. I really want to learn how to do this, and I teach it to you, and you learn it, and let's say that you master it. Some of my students, listen. Here I am. My point is this. Here it is, 38 years later. And before the market opens for 1 hour, I'm still going to do this. Do you understand? You never arrive. Never. You must constantly be preparing yourself. Okay? You must constantly be preparing yourself. Okay? The best way to win a war is to be prepared for that war. And I want to be fresh. I want to be alert. Think of yourself like an athlete, right? You don't just show up for the basketball game, even if you're a professional. You know, you know, get out of your bed, put your clothes on, go to the stadium, change in the locker, and play the game. Right? You don't just do that. That would be idiotic. No, you get out, you warm up, you do your stretches, you start doing your free throws, you get yourself warmed up for the game. Remind yourself, run down the court, do whatever you got to do, put yourself into the right state. Too many traders just fly by the seat of their pants. They don't prepare themselves for the battle. You got to get up early before everything is clicking, before everything is working. You got to put that time in, and you got to prepare yourself in order to win the battle, right? And you have to remind yourself what was good, what was bad, what looks good, what looks bad. So now, when we finally get to today, right, and we get to the point where, let's just say I had to make a trading decision right now. Right? And let's just say my particular trading decision fell between this time and this time, and this was a time-based strategy. Okay, let's just say it fell between this time and this time, right? And now I can look at that situation and say, okay, the market's moving, but this does not look like something that I want to trade, right? My edge does not exist in this context. And now I'm ready because I spent the time, an hour or half an hour or 45 minutes, whatever, to go through and prepare myself to know what it is I'm exactly looking for. And I can clearly look at this and say, you know what, unless this market changes, and it's going to have to change quite drastically, remember this strategy that I'm teaching right now is time-based, unless this changes between now and when I want to execute it, then I see no edge right now. Okay, at least for now. So I'm fresh, I'm alert, I'm ready to play the game. The referee blows the whistle, throws the ball up in the air, and now I'm ready to go. Okay. If you're not doing this, and I want to repeat this, I'm broken record sometimes, guys. If you're not doing this every single day for an hour before you actually pull the trigger, don't blame yourself. Don't say to yourself, I suck. I'm a terrible trader. No, you're not a terrible trader. What you are is you're just a terrible businessman, right? Or athlete. And at the end of the day, really that's what we are. We are mental athletes, and we have to prepare our mind for mental battle. Does that make sense? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am doing some changes soon to my website. If you are interested in my full education, I'm going to repeat it very carefully. I am not going to be offering it for very much longer. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different where I'm going to be offering some cheaper products, but they are not going to be nearly as powerful and as effective. But the bottom line is people don't want to pay $3,000 for courses anymore. There's just too much free stuff on the internet, and I don't mean this to anyone in particular, but people are just stupid. People think free is good, and they don't understand that you have to pay for quality. And unfortunately, I can't charge the rates that I want to charge for my full education anymore because nobody's buying that anymore. They want to just go get free stuff off the internet. So God bless you. I hope the free stuff works for you. I know it won't, but maybe it will. I don't know, but I don't think so. I've been doing this for too long. So there you have it, 30 minutes long video. Haven't made a video in a while. I apologize for the length of this video, but I hope it was worth it. If you want to learn how to trade from me, now is the time to do it because things are changing, and I'm going to be going to something that is going to be more economical but a lot less powerful. Okay? Thank you, and bye for now.